Well, I'm super excited to welcome Paul onto this call today, and I appreciate you taking the time. But what I really wanted to emphasize was all the progress he's made over a relatively short time, since we started working together. So, Paul's crushing it and recently hit his best month ever in his 6-year-old business by over 2,000 American dollars uh, coming out of a seasonal low. So, Paul, if you can indulge me and give me and the viewers potentially, a little bit of a rundown of what it is you do in the pet industry.
Yeah, so I effectively do one-to-ones in people's own homes. Behavior, puppy plans, training plans with a special focus on kind of a signature service of reactivity, really. Yeah, been trading 6 years since leaving working at the dog pound or the dog rescue, as they would call it over here.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, that's where I am really and enjoying it very much.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I don't know if I ever told you this, but when we had, I'm getting ahead of myself, but one time when we initially spoke, I had talked to my girlfriend about the conversation I had with you. And I feel like Paul is my doppelganger. Not that we look alike, but like
You're
mentally,
you're much better looking.
but like in the UK, because so much of our history overlapped and what you were doing and whatnot, because my whole business, No Dog Left Behind, my brick and mortar dog training business, all began with me volunteering at a humane society or pound. And that's where I realized how much progress dogs could make. And just there's less of us males in the gentle handling community of dog trainers that I don't know. I just felt something a little bit different. I was like, hopefully we can work together because, well, I believed I could definitely help you, but also I felt really in alignment with our philosophy and so on. But I just wanted to share that with you because I don't know, it came to mind.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And yeah, I am force free, and there are not many. It's very female dominated industry, um, but yeah, there's a few of us men flying the flag for force free training.
For sure. We got to keep recruiting, but
Yeah,
one client at a time. That's how we change the industry from the inside out. And that's really honestly one of like the biggest reason why I do this and work with business owners in the pet industry and mostly often dog trainers, but other ones too, is because I love to potentially be able to change and alter or at least affect the industry from the inside out. But enough about me. Can you give me a little bit of insight about why and how we first connected?
so you added me on Facebook, and you I was struck by your, I don't know, your polite but inquisitive style. And I think you asked me a question. I sent you a voice note, and we had a bit of a chat. And then I just kind of followed you for a bit, watching your posts. And yeah, that's how you came into my consciousness. And I think I just sort of I started to realize what you did, that you helped pet industry professionals. And I think somewhere along the line, subconsciously, I earmarked, this Derek Snow is probably the person I'm gonna work with if things get um, bad, for want of a better word. If business goes down a bit, I think this is probably the guy. That was kind of where it all started, really, and that was probably 6 months or so, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So then can you give me a little bit of a reminder, but mostly for anyone watching, where things were at with the business before we started working together? I think you were just recently coming off of a great month, and then the month after that or something is when we kind of connected again.
Yeah. So, but it had been getting tough. Um, Back to December 23, January 24. It just went off a cliff. We were going into a general election here,
Mm.
I think that possibly creates some uncertainty. It just went off the cliff. The December was not very good. The January was not very good. Um, then it was February, March. I was on holiday in April. They were all really average to below average months, and it just felt quiet. I felt like I was having to give a lot more care and attention to every individual inquiry. They were much more precious. The inquiries were much less, and I was
Mm.
just about converting them. April went on holiday, so that was obviously not much went on then. May was below average. June was strangely one of my best months. Um, and then again, then it just went off the cliff. July was very, very quiet. And it was, it was grating on me from December 23. It was really like chipping away at my psychology that this
Oh
feels
yeah.
the quietest it's been in 6 years. Um, yeah, just everything, income was down. And then we went into August, and it was the same. It was when we started talking together, talking on WhatsApp, on a Facebook. What was it? What did we do? Zoom.
Messenger. Yeah,
Um,
Facebook Messenger. And then we had a call. Yeah.
yeah, and then you asked me how was it going, and it was like I hadn't had any. I think my words were I haven't had like an inquiry in like 8 or 10 days, and there was no money in the bank account. It was just it was pretty grim, and I was just like, help.
Right. Yeah, and you actually took the leap and reached out to me, which was a big step to kind of open up some dialogue to be like, hey, or what are you doing? Or I'm curious. I saw your post about fill in the blank. And that's how we kind of started to talk. So then, obviously we chatted and started working together. So like, can you give a little bit of feedback of, what things are like now within the business?
So we took the plunge. We booked onto your service. We started working together, and within about 5 days, it may have been less. Suddenly, the inquiries were coming in, and another few days we started talking about restructuring the service, and it just went, and it just kept going and kept going. So where I'm at now is my best month ever, as you said, by $2,000 or £1,500 UK pounds in a 30-day period. In the middle of the most impressive thing, in the middle of an August slump when it should have been, it not should have been, it was dead. So it
Yeah.
was quite surprising, really. That's where we are. So I am in a better place. I feel relieved and sort of enlightened, really, that I'm not worrying about money.
Yeah. That makes a huge difference. Like one of the things that came to mind for me is, you took really great action with the things I put forth in front of you. So you joined our marketing accelerator program. And as soon as you got into the program, you were like dove in, head first and just did all the things I suggested, which sometimes people have a tough time because they, have doubts or whatever and just don't take appropriate action, where you were the opposite. And then you started getting results nearly immediately. And that's what I want people to do. I want people to take action, and I want them to get immediate results. So they want to continue to do what I suggest, because I know it works and I've done it and I've helped many other people do it. So you more or less just took the ball and ran with it and kept running. And then you went like this over a 30-day period to, having no inquiries to at sometimes having more than you can even handle. And then, kind of taking it from there. So, anyways, I just wanted to say awesome work. And anyone watching, if you just take the ball and run with it, your progress is going to be significant. And there was a point where you even sent me a message, I think, well, a few times in the first like 10 days or so, where you felt like Neo from the Matrix, because you're like, is this real? Like, what is happening? How are we getting all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
inquiries
yeah,
and all
yeah.
these sales where it was literally dead before? Like, did I swallow the whatever colored pill? Like, what's happening? And I was like, yeah, uh, great stuff. Let's keep going.
yeah, it's still a bit pinch yourself without sounding too dramatic. It's like I'm still like holy cow, like bloody hell.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I mean, and that's exactly what we want, right? So, I mean, but you did a great job. I guess what I'll transition to next is like, do you feel like there are any unexpected benefits from you joining the course that, you might have not anticipated?
Well, I thought I was signing up for social media posts, marketing, inquiry, increasing inquiries. But what we've actually done together is pretty much restructured my whole service, my prices. So whereas before I may have needed, and I think we spoke about this on the first call, I might have needed 10, 20, 25 sales to make my money for the month.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the restructured service, the changing pricing structure, I only need to sell 5 to have my mortgage and other liabilities covered for the month, just 5. And I mean, that I didn't expect that. I just thought I was going to get more inquiries, but I didn't realize that inquiries were going to become more lucrative. And a whole bunch of other stuff, direct messaging advice, chat GPT advice, hiring ambassador dogs. It's just pretty much, whatever I wanted to ask on the Zoom calls, I could ask, and I would get an experienced answer, and then I could just throw that straight into my business. So it's really been not really a marketing accelerator; it's been the entire business accelerator.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to meet people where they're at, and I want to give them the support, whatever that support is, and whatever works best for them. And if it's more than one thing, I will do whatever I can with our time together. So, once again, you ran with it, and that's why you made tons of progress, is because there was a very short duration from you learning something and implementing it. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding, so they say in North America sometimes, is that, I mean, you being able to only have to sell 5 clients to hit your target per month is crazy compared to 20, right? Um, and like also you learned, because one of the biggest things people when they have an issue restructuring is they're scared to deploy it, which you probably were too, but you did it anyways. And then people started saying yes, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't think this many people would say yes. And then they're excited to say yes because they see the value in what you're offering. And then you see the value in how your restructuring is actually better for everyone. It's not just about you earning more money. It's about trying to support people in the way that they need and the dog to make the progress. And that is by joining one of these programs that deployed, which coincidentally works better for you and for them. So, I mean,
Yeah,
excellent.
100%. And yeah, it's we spoke about this on our first call as well. Like maybe there's this weird subconscious fear of success, and you almost have to push through that resistance. And again, it's just down to just if somebody's coaching you, and I know this from my own best clients are the ones that just robotically follow my advice. I know the ones that are, making the most success, they just do it to the letter, no questions asked. And I thought, well, I need to be that kind of student. So I knew that was what I needed to do, was just do it, basically, to use a cliche.
Well, and there's another phrase I like too. It's like trust the process, right? If you entrust someone to help you, I mean, try not to sabotage yourself by second guessing everything they tell you to do. Like if you hired them, they probably have some inkling of knowing what they're doing. So do it and then find out what the results are and then reassess. But sometimes people just unintentionally kind of get in their own way. And, obviously that's a thing I help with too. But I didn't have to do any of that kind of extra work with you because you just took it and ran. So high five.
High five.
Okay, last question. If someone was on the fence about, considering working with me, taking my marketing accelerator or some other course, is there anything that you feel like, you might want to tell them?
So, well, if you're watching this video, you're probably almost there. So it is just the taking action. I have quite a sixth sense, so I had I must have had over the last 6 years thousands of spam emails. People telling me they can improve, build my business, improve this and that, and you're the only one I've ever contacted. And I just thought, well, I always trust my sixth sense.
Mm,
So if you're at that point, you are going to have to take the leap. And I would say that the financial investment made has been eclipsed by what I've made back. So yeah, you're probably already thinking about it. Maybe hopefully this helps give you an idea of what results are possible. But you're going to have to take action and just do it.
for sure. Agreed. I wouldn't have said it differently myself. So thank you for your time. Keep up the great work. I'm excited. We still have a few months left together to work and create
We do.
continued results. And your return on investment was in the multiples in your first 30 days. So a high five to that for both of us. And that's awesome. And I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today and share your experience.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Okay, awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
You too. Thanks.